Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy the story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Séance in room 333. It was a dark and stormy night when a group of 5 friends, Sarah, Mark, Emily, Mike, and Lisa, decided to embark on a weekend getaway to the airy Old Ravenwood Hotel. The hotel, located on the outskirts of a desolate, mist-shrouded forest, was infamous for its haunted history. Room 333, in particular, had a terrifying reputation, with whispers of guests disappearing without a trace and strange, chilling apparitions lurking in the shadows. The friends, fueled by youthful curiosity and a dash of recklessness, had booked room 333, intending to test the legends surrounding it. As the clock struck midnight, they gathered in the dimly lit room. Candles flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. A circular table adorned with a Ouija board and a crystal ball stood in the center of the room. Sarah, the self-proclaimed psychic of the group, led the séance. "We're here to make contact with any spirits that may be trapped here," she said, her voice trembling with a mix of excitement and fear. "If there's anyone here, show us a sign." The room seemed to grow colder, and a faint, distant whisper echoed through the air. The friends exchanged nervous glances. The atmosphere became charged with an otherworldly energy. As they placed their trembling hands on the planchette, the group focused their energy on the Ouija board. "Is there anyone here?" Mark asked, his voice quivering. The planchette slowly began to move, spelling out letters M-E-L-I-A. "Amelia. Amelia, are you the spirit that haunts this room?" Emily asked, her voice quivering. The planchette continued to move, this time spelling out Y-E-S. "What happened to you, Amelia?" Mike asked, his curiosity getting the better of him. The planchette spelled out a sequence of letters, cryptic and chilling, M-U-R-D-E-R-E-D. The friends felt a shiver run down their spines. Amelia had been murdered and was seeking justice, or perhaps revenge. In the midst of their conversation with Amelia's spirit, the room plunged into darkness. The candles extinguished, and a cold gust of wind swept through the room. Panicked, they fumbled for their flashlights. When the lights came back on, they gasped in horror. Standing at the far end of the room was a shadowy figure, his eyes glowing with an eerie, malevolent light. It was Amelia's vengeful spirit, and she was not alone. Other spectral figures began to materialize around them, their tormented faces contorted with anger. Amelia's voice, now a haunting echo, filled the room. "You have summoned us, and now you shall pay." Terrified, the friends attempted to flee, but the room seemed to have trapped them. The walls closed in, and the ceiling descended. It was as if the room itself conspired with the vengeful spirits to keep them imprisoned. In desperation, they tried to communicate with Amelia, promising to help her find her murderer. Her spirit, however, was filled with rage and refused to listen. Hours turned into a never-ending night as the friends were subjected to relentless torment by the vengeful spirits. They witnessed gruesome scenes from Amelia's past, each more horrifying than the last. It seemed there was no escape from the relentless horrors. As dawn approached, the room began to release its grip on them. Weak and traumatized, the friends managed to escape, but they were forever changed by their nightmarish encounter. The séance in room 333 had unwittingly unleashed a vengeful spirit that had been trapped for decades, and its thirst for retribution had left an indelible mark on their souls. From that day on, the Ravenwood Hotel's legend grew, as did the warnings to all who dared to enter room 333. It was a room where the living could commune with the dead, but the consequences were far more terrifying than anyone could have imagined. The friends tried to move on with their lives, but the horrors they had witnessed in room 333 continued to haunt them. Nightmares plagued their sleep, and they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Each member of the group became reclusive, isolated by the shared trauma of that dreadful night. In a desperate bid to find some semblance of normalcy, they began to research Amelia's tragic history. It turned out that she had been a chambermaid at the hotel in the early 20th century, brutally murdered by a guest who had never been brought to justice. Her spirit had been trapped in room 333 ever since, unable to rest until her murderer was found. Determined to put an end to their torment and free Amelia's spirit, the friends delved deeper into the unsolved murder case. They scoured historical records, interviewed long-time residents of the area, and followed any lead they could find. It was an arduous journey, but they were driven by the need to make amends for their impulsive séance. Their relentless pursuit eventually led them to a dusty old archive filled with newspapers from the past. There, they stumbled upon a faded article that revealed the identity of Amelia's murderer, a man named Theodore Blackwood. He had been a wealthy, influential guest at the hotel, and his connection had allowed him to escape justice. Determined to bring closure to Amelia's spirit, the group decided to confront Theodore's descendants, who still lived in the nearby town. They hoped to find evidence that could finally bring her murderer to justice. As they delved deeper into their investigation, they unearthed dark secrets about the Blackwood family. It appeared that the curse of room 333 had extended beyond Amelia's murder. Numerous descendants of Theodore Blackwood had met untimely and gruesome ends, their lives marked by a series of tragedies and misfortunes. The friends soon realized that room 333 had a sinister influence, one that spanned generations and exacted a terrible toll on those who dared to stay there. It seemed that the room had become a conduit for vengeful spirits to enact their retribution on the descendants of their tormentors. Their pursuit of justice became a race against time as they uncovered a chilling pattern of deaths and disappearances among the Blackwoods. It appeared that the spirits of Amelia and others who had suffered within room 333 were relentless in their pursuit of revenge. In a final, fateful confrontation with the current generation of Blackwoods, the group presented the evidence of Theodore's crime and the vengeful curse that had plagued their family. The Blackwoods, in a state of disbelief and terror, decided to make amends and put an end to the curse once and for all. In a climactic séance, the room was filled with an otherworldly presence. Amelia's spirit, now softened by the revelation of the truth, forgave her tormentors. The malevolent spirits, no longer driven by vengeance, dissipated into the ether. Room 333 was finally cleansed of its malevolent energy, and the friends could finally move on from their nightmarish encounter. But they knew they could never truly escape the memories of the horrors they had witnessed, or the profound understanding that the line between the living and the dead was far thinner and more treacherous than they had ever imagined. The séance in room 333 had not only unleashed vengeful spirits, but had also unveiled a dark legacy that transcended generations, teaching the friends a chilling lesson about the power of the supernatural and the consequences of meddling with forces beyond their comprehension. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.